Coming up on CTV News, more residents able to flush their toilets and an alcohol ban for suburbs. Welcome to CTV News, I'm Rob Coate-Williams. More residents are able to flush their toilets today, almost 3 months after the quake. Emily Cooper has more.
More than 20,000 earthquake-hit households are able to flush their toilets again today. Around 30,000 people in the eastern suburbs have relied on chemical toilets and portaloos since the earthquake because of sewer lines. There have been huge concerns with residents using chemical toilets and portaloos, in particular the elderly. Yesterday, sewers in parts of Linwood and Bromley had been cleared, as this map, which can be found on the council's website, shows. However, sewage continues to flow into Christchurch rivers and contamination levels in the Avon and Heathcote rivers are still high. It's still unknown when these estuaries, rivers and beaches will be safe for public use. It's thought it could take years to repair the sewage system, with a reported hundreds of kilometres of pipes requiring fixing. But the council still urges people to make checks before using their own toilet again. Residents should check that their toilet is flushing and that the water is draining away from their property and neighbouring properties. And residents are still urged to keep their chemical toilet and spare chemicals handy just in case of further aftershocks or wet weather.
2011's budget was announced yesterday to mixed reactions. The government says the budget is about building a stronger economy and is ideal for the time. Local National MPs say it also protects vulnerable families, boosts investment in health and education and will help rebuild Canterbury. However, many groups are disappointed. A number of student associations say thousands more potential students are shut out of getting tertiary education due to the budget, and the fact that it removes student loans for living and course costs for people aged over 55 and removing the course-related cost component of student loans. The Green Party says it will leave many New Zealanders struggling as living costs rise and help from schemes like KiwiSaver and Working for Families goes down. And some unions are saying the budget does nothing for jobs when unemployment is high and risks prompting a return to recession. An alcohol ban is now in place in the Riccarton Island area after the suburbs saw a rise in people who no longer have an inner city to socialise in. Emily Cooper has the latest.
The Christchurch City Council agreed to a temporary alcohol ban last month and they're now considering making it permanent. The ban began from yesterday and is for the Riccarton Island area, and the roads that border the area are Fendleton Road, Memorial Avenue, Greers Road, Waimari Road, Pier Street, Kirtletts Road, Blenheim Road and Deans Ave. The suburbs have reported an influx of bar customers since the February quake, and it's hoped the ban will address increased disorder resulting from this influx of people from central city bars and clubs to suburban areas. The ban makes it illegal to drink in public places or to carry an open bottle or can containing alcohol. People who breach the ban may be arrested. The council is also investigating temporary or permanent bans in Maryvale and Akaroa and amending the current alcohol ban in Papanui. Recommendations are expected by the end of May. Christchurch Police and the Riccarton Wigram Community Board have wanted the ban to stop alcohol-fuelled trouble in the suburbs since the quake. They believe the ban will help.
What's happened is that we've had displacement because we've lost about 130 odd premises in the inner city, and so you've got all those people that used to drink in the inner city are now dispersing out to local premises. Most of the trouble that we're having is in and around licensed premises, say around Riccarton, some of the Maryvale area, some of the Papanui area, and it's mainly people consuming off-licence alcohol. So they're drinking in their cars, they're drinking on the street, which tends to aggravate problems in and around those premises because it's uncontrolled drinking. So that's a problem for us. It gives us another tool to move people on. Because we have the discretion to either arrest, to summons, to warn, it just gives us that ability to move people away. And most people will actually abide by the liquor ban. Most people are reasonable. Most of the students that we've dealt with out there are reasonable until they get to that point of intoxication, then reason goes out the window. So that's our biggest problem. So that's how the ban will help. It actually help mitigate some of that risk in those areas. And a lot of these areas are residential. They're not used to large numbers of people migrating from one place to another, from party to party, from licensed premise to party, from back and forth. And so when you get all that migration, that's when you get the problems on the street.
So post the earthquake, there seems to be a lot more disorder, and certainly the police record that, and there seems to be disorder around parties in the Riccarton Island area, which wasn't such a feature before. Basically, the problems before were when young people were at the pubs and walking home, and on top of that now, we've got parties largely by students, possibly other young people, and those parties are spilling over onto the street.
However, Councillor Broughton says the Riccarton Wigram Community Board and many residents had wanted a permanent public alcohol ban for several years.
Well, I think we'll probably have to have a liquor ban around university. Whether we have to have it as broad as it is, I don't know. And potentially once the strip goes back into operation, and that's back on the 29th of October, it may be that we don't have the same problems. So it's very much a testing time, I would say, and I guess it's going to be the results. But I'm really convinced there will have to be an area of Riccarton Island which has a permanent liquor ban.
The market, usually held in Cathedral Square, hasn't been cancelled, it's just moved.
The market is now at the YMCA on Rolleston Ave with its usual food and craft stores. The market is held 9 till 3, Fridays and Saturdays, and market organiser Johan Vui said the group will be holding a formal opening for the market next Friday.
Absolutely, and also it's to get people up and running again because they've been out of action for some time, and it gives them something to look forward to and a bit of normality back to their life and ours as well. And hopefully it gives something for the people of Christchurch to come and participate in this event.
Coming up after the break, the Christchurch Casino is due to open next week. Welcome back. Dan Carter announced this week he would be staying in New Zealand after the Rugby World Cup. Peter Smith hit the streets to find out people's reaction to the announcement.
Dan Carter's re-signed for 4 more years. Gosh, I think that's exciting. But of course, in the words of an All Black selector, it's only one man's opinion. So we thought Street Talk today, JB and I would head out to the intelligentsia of Canterbury. We'd go to Canterbury University and find out what the students think about Dan Carter's re-signing. They look nice. Excuse me, ladies, don't interrupt your food because we're just going to have a chat, that's all. Just want to know from you, and you, so think about it. It's a tough question, but not really, yeah. You finished your chips, I'll start with you. How excited are you about Dan Carter's re-signing?
Very excited.
Why?
I don't know.
Why are you excited about Dan's?
I'm not, to be honest.
Why?
Because there's more to life than rugby.
What?
And especially because after the earthquake, it's not going to come into Christchurch, so yeah.
But what is more exciting than rugby in your life?
University.
Really?
Yeah.
Study?
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's a nice guy, isn't he?
Not from what I've heard.
Oh, what have you heard? What have you heard that's not nice about Dan Carter?
He's apparently quite egotistical from what I've heard first accounts, but yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Would you like him as a boyfriend?
No.
Why not?
Because he's already engaged to another girl.
Oh, I suppose that's disappointing. Yeah. All right, enjoy your fish and chips.
Thank you.
They look yum, don't they? I'm going to try one of those.
Yeah, have one.
I will, mate. Beautiful. Are you excited about Dan Carter re-signing with the All Blacks?
Oh, is it really?
He has. Did you not know?
No, I didn't know that.
It's all right. I'm not overly a huge rugby fan, so...
But you'd like Dan Carter?
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's all right.
We're going to have him for 4 more years.
Yay!
Yay! You think he's good looking?
That's a great question. What do you think?
I think he's gorgeous.
Okay, that's good.
And yourself?
He's all right.
He's all right.
Actually, I don't really care.
Why?
Not that interested in rugby, which possibly makes me a traitor to New Zealand.
It does.
I know. It's good news. I think it's good news, but it's not anything which affects me personally.
No, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't be able to find anyone at these tables who had even heard about it.
Really?
Yes.
You know who we're talking about?
Yes, I know who you're talking about, but I have no idea any more than that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good for New Zealand rugby. Yeah, just good to have a bit of credibility in New Zealand for,
Please the French didn't get him?
Yeah, good for the Crusaders as well.
Not the least bit interested,
Why? No, that's what we want to know. Why?
Rugby is so boring.
Really? Even with Dan Carter?
Hey, rugby.
With Dan Carter?
With or without Dan Carter, it's boring, mate.
What do you do in your life if you play rugby?
Football.
Oh, the round ball.
Round ball. Why would you bother with the oval ball?
So we signed Ricky Herbert. You happy with that?
Good move.
Good.
Great move. Not a big rugby fan,
Why not?
Just got other things to worry about at the moment.
What have you got to worry about, young man?
Just on my exams and stuff and projects, yeah. I mean,
so do you follow sport?
Not really. I'll watch it if it's on, but not a big fan.
Okay.
I don't really care. I only like Richie.
Yeah. Well, we might get Richie because of Dan.
Oh, okay. If that's the case, then that's a good thing.
So that'll be good.
Yeah.
Why don't you like Dan?
Richie's far more manly than Dan.
Is that right? You think Dan's not manly?
No.
Well, what about the jockey ads?
Not really into it.
Not into it?
Oh, it's good, isn't it?
Right. Good boy. What's good about it?
Well, one of our best players is wanting to stay in New Zealand rather than go overseas.
Yeah. And you think he's the best player in the world?
Oh, at his position, I reckon.
Yeah. So, do you reckon he'll last 4 years?
What's that?
Do you think he'll last 4 years?
Oh, he should do.
Do you think it will?
Should do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you like about Dan?
Oh, he's good at what he does, like the basics and stuff. Yeah,
good Canterbury boy, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's going to stay here.
Exactly.
Excuse me, ma'am. Big question of the day for you. It's easy, though. You're bolted.
Right.
Love your gloves.
Oh,
Keep
thank
you warm, don't they? Yeah, crikey. Dan Carter's re-signed for the next 4 years. Excited?
Oh, I'm excited enough.
Do you like him?
Oh, he's all right. He's he's been doing all right.
We're going to have 4 more years of him.
4 more. He's getting on a bit.
Oh, yeah, getting on. Who's your favourite All Black?
I'm still a Richie fan. I think I'll always be a Richie fan.
Because he's a country boy. Dan's a country boy.
Dan's a country boy, and I do like Dan Carter, but he's a bit of hype, I suppose. And I can't forgive him for the new Daikin heat pump ad. That's dreadful.
It's not going so good, that ad, is
It's
it?
not so good. No.
You prefer the jockeys?
No, even then, no. Richie's more down to earth.
Pretty happy. He plays really well.
You like him?
Yeah, he does a lot for New Zealand rugby, so it's pretty awesome.
Sally, how excited are you about Dan Carter resigning?
Resigning from what?
Resigning for All Black Rugby.
He resigned from All Black?
No, re-signed.
Oh, re-signed.
4 more years of Dan.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Is that exciting?
I guess so.
Hey, do you like him?
Yeah.
You watch him?
I do.
You do?
I do, yeah.
You think he's the best player in the world?
One of them.
Yeah. Who else do you fancy in the All Blacks?
Richie McCaw. Who else doesn't?
I thought you were going to say that, Jessie.
Is he?
Didn't you know?
No.
Where do you live? In
At
the
home.
igloo?
At home.
Hey, how do you not know? 4 more years we've got Dan.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're a Canterbury fan. Yes. Do you like Dan Carter as a player? Yeah. And you follow Canterbury, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the hat. No? He's a nice guy, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
But you didn't know about it?
No, I didn't know.
Don't you read the paper? Or
Nope.
Don't watch the telly?
I live in a hole.
You live in a hole?
Pretty much.
What are you studying?
BA.
BA. Yeah, I know what it is.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I think you need to get out a bit more.
I'm quite happy living in the hole.
Good on you. Thank you.
A waste of $6 million.
Well, Street Talk today's proved one thing to me, and I didn't really think it was the case, but actually, the kids come here to study, don't they? They don't have a lot of time for rugby. They don't seem to have a lot of time for other things. Bit of a pity, really, because it's all about life, isn't it? And we're excited about Dan Carter. A few were, others couldn't give a toss.
And a teddy bear maker has come to Christchurch to spread some love to those suffering from the quake and those who just might need a hug.
Gisborne teddy bear maker Helen Hunt decided to bring her trade to Christchurch to spread some joy to those suffering from the earthquake.
The Gisborne people know about earthquakes and how terrifying they can be, so I thought I would put together 5,000 teddy bears and send some hugs to Christchurch from the Gisborne people. The Gisborne people know about earthquakes and how terrifying they can be, So I thought I would put together 5,000 teddy bears and send some hugs to Christchurch from the Gisborne people. These guys are all off to the police and the Salvation Army, to Aranui, to Harakiki, and through the avenues where they are most needed. You're going to go to a child for a hug, aren't you?
All Helen's work is non-profit, and she fundraised to have the teddies made and distributed to those affected by the quake.
We fundraised to buy these teddy bears and have them flown into New Zealand. Main Freight, Linfox Logistics, Air New Zealand. There was a lot of people involved in getting these little guys here to Christchurch, and they're all paid for, and we're just giving them out free to people who need a hug.
The Christchurch Casino is set to open next week. Annette Knight spoke to CEO of the casino, Brett Anderson, on City Life.
Yeah, exciting times, not just for us, but we hope the city. Christchurch will be opening 26th of May, next Thursday.
So employees will be returning to work?
Yeah, at the moment we're looking at just over 340 employees coming to work, which I suppose, when you put it in context, is probably one of the best things about it, really. It's just getting people back at work and getting some activity back in there.
Let's look at some of the challenges that you've been facing over the last couple of months at the casino.
I mean, first and foremost, for us, I mean, the casino itself, we're really fortunate. We came through unscathed, both in terms of the structure, really, and our employees, but it was just access, the uncertainty, which is really no different to any other industry or business or outlet in town, and that created its own issues. Then we made that very tough call to say to our employees, look, we have no idea where we're going. And that was difficult in its own self, and then it's getting access. Once access was granted, and I mean, full credit to Civil Defence for getting us in there, is we've been able to start the remedial work, which has put us ahead probably 2 to 3 months than we would otherwise be.
How important is it, do you think, that the casino is opening? I mean, this must be symbolically must be really good for the city.
It is in the sense that, I mean, we're probably the largest entertainment venue within the city. We like to think we're the premier entertainment venue. And just, I mean, if you take the foot traffic that we had, 2,500 to 3,000 people a day through our doors, both local and domestic tourism and international tourism. So I think it is very symbolic. It's, as we like to say, it's bringing it back to the city, and we're pleased to be able to play a part in that. And hopefully what we're doing will give some encouragement, motivation to other entities around the city to get back in themselves with the foot traffic that will hopefully generate.
Coming up after the break, the winter racing season kicks off. Welcome back. The winter racing season is about to get underway at Riccarton Park, and as Tim Mills suggests, the season is heralded by a variety of signs.
Yeah, well, it's almost started. We've seen the ducks flying around the place at the moment, and your tie is very befitting for May with the mallards on it. But yeah, signals in the start of the winter season for the thoroughbred racing code, and with it comes the jump season.
So first up
at Riccarton here is next Friday, the 27th of May. We have the first jumping races here on the hallowed turf. They're really promoting it much as the old Homeby Steeplechase Day. What was the Christchurch Hunt Club, historically run in July, but now moved forward to May. The steeplechase, as I mentioned, we've got the Long Beach Hurdles plus two maiden jumping races, one of each discipline, the hurdles and the steeples. Already started the jumping racing with the Riverton meeting a couple of weeks ago, Wingatui yesterday. So it's in full flight, and yeah, let's hoping the numbers keep up as we roll up to National.
You guys are all in good shape here at Riccarton?
Yeah, we are. Very fortunate. We lost the race meeting on the 25th of February for obvious reasons. It would have been morally irresponsible to have conducted a race meeting so soon after the earthquake, but we were able to take stock pretty quickly, and Maxim 7 came out, inspected all our buildings, and we were up and running again on the 10th of March. So really our racing season's been uninterrupted, and as I say, going into August for the Grand National Steeplechase meeting, we're probably one of the few big events that Christchurch will have this winter.
So how much support is there for jumping? Because there's been a wee bit of a shadow over it.
Yeah, it's numerically is the issue. The South Island, the numbers aren't that strong. One of the big problems is we don't have the jumps jockeys of old, the numbers of jumps jockeys. A lot of them have found it more rewarding to be further afield, riding as jumps jockeys in Australia or track work riders in places like Japan and whatever. So nationally, the numbers are very strong in the Waikato and also in the Manawatu. We've seen jumping races that have been advertised having to be run in split and run as 2 races. But in the south, we are a bit light, and we will rely heavily on our regular campaigners such as the Mark Olligans and the Paul Nelsons and the Kevin Myers of this world bringing horses down, hopefully next week, but certainly for FMG Grand National Steeplechase Day.
You've got to have some better luck with the weather.
I've sort of had the tag to Droughtbuster Mills thrown at me more than once, but we've had our fair share certainly over the national. I think 3 of the last 5 have been very, very wet. We've got the fingers crossed that this year we'll get round on reasonably good going, and more importantly, nice overhead conditions on the day, so it tracks people out.
Now here's Sasha with your weather.
Hi everyone. Pressures remain high in the Tasman Sea with a light southwesterly airflow increasing over Canterbury, bringing us that fine cool weather. Temperatures reached 14 or 15 degrees around the region today. So without further ado, let's take a look at Saturday. More of the same, a fine day for Kaikoura with clear skies, cool temperatures and moderate northeasterly winds. 14 is your expected high, down to freezing overnight tonight. Clear skies overnight, resulting in a morning frost, and then it's a sunny day for those of you in Hanmer. Light winds and pleasant temperatures with a high of 16. Enjoy a fine Saturday for North Canterbury, great for your weekend sport. Sunshine takes the edge off those chilly northeasterly breezes, and 15 is your high. Fine weather and those moderate northeasterlies for Christchurch. Again, look out for frosts morning and night. 15 is your Saturday high. Fine and sunny in Ashburton. Cool northeasterlies keep that high at 14 degrees. Frosty both morning and night. Timaru can expect a nice sunny Saturday with light to moderate northeasterlies and clear skies. 14 is your high for the day. Looking to other areas, it's cool overnight tonight, many places below 0 there, and then it's a sunny day with highs of 14, 15 or 16 degrees. Some daytime cloud persists there in Greymouth. Mostly fine and sunny on both Sunday and Monday with northeasterly winds. Have a wonderful weekend everyone, and we'll see you on Monday.
And don't forget, this weekend is the final few days to get your EQC claim in for the February the 22nd earthquake. Claims must be in by the 23rd. That's CTV News. I'm Rob Cope-Williams.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.